The Consumer Electronics Show for 2024 just showed off some of the best tech headed to market, and it seems like this is the year for handheld gaming. We'll talk about some new competition there.
You mean like the Nintendo Switch 2? Lots of rumors this week, including tech specs, a possible release date. We're going to talk about all this stuff and so much more right now on Gaming News Weekly. What's up, everybody? It's time for another episode of Gaming News Weekly, the best weekly video game news show out there. Every single Monday, we're bringing you all the biggest things happening in the video game industry. You can find us on Fruit Lab, YouTube, podcast services everywhere. My name is E-Rock the Red, joined every week by this man right here. Full clip. What is going on?
What's up? It's good to be back. Man, I'm proud to say 11 days in, I've already completed my New Year's resolution to just make a single gaming video.
I'm proud of you.
Appreciate it.
I watched it today. That's my New Year's resolution. Watch 100% of your gaming content.
Uh-oh. That was like a 40-minute long video. I hope you didn't watch the whole thing.
I skimmed.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Yeah. How are you? What's new? How's things?
You know,
Great.
Not a whole lot. We're coasting into this new year, right? Waiting for some good games to come out. You know, I want to bring up because it didn't make either of our lists, and I feel like if I would have saw it, I would have put it on my list. That Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth is coming out a little later this month.
Yeah, you think you're going to pick that one up?
I'm really, really thinking about it because it looks like so many things, like the classic Yakuza-style game, but also like this entire Animal Crossing game inside of it. It looks pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's got it all. Those games really have, they're so fun because they're so different, but also they have a lot of the gameplay that draws you in, like a good story and good fighting, but on top of that, like just a bunch of weird shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good one, and it's a good point. Yeah, I forgot about it too. So yeah, that's a good one. Today I got to play a demo of an upcoming game that looks pretty dope. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. The demo dropped today. That game comes out in not too long, maybe like 4 days from when we're recording this. And I loved it. Dude, I never really played the old Prince of Persia, stop time, do that sort of thing. Yeah. But this is just like a Metroidvania kind of version of it. It's like a 2D side-scrolling like platformer, and I wanted more. Like the demo finished, and it finishes like it's like such a tease because you go through this whole section and you get to the boss, and like this huge boss comes down, and just when the fight I would assume was about to begin, it like cuts and just shows like gameplay footage like that you might get. It was like such a tease, dude. I was definitely left wanting more, but it was a lot of fun. It had a lot of like a lot of precision platforming parts where you got to do like a double jump and like go between the spikes and the traps. So that was fun. I haven't played one of those in a while. And then just the abilities and powers that you see already just in the demo. I think it starts you off like a little bit further in the story. So like you probably have more. But man, I definitely recommend this demo for anybody that's on the fence about the game, because it sold me on it. Like I'm not huge on Metroidvanias. I love a good one, but this one, it looks fun and it looks like it's filling like a void that I have right now in my gaming. I'm not playing anything like it. So
I haven't looked into this at all, but does it, I assume it keeps the mechanics of the original series where you drop the sand and reverses time a little bit?
No, not even in the demo. And I believe I was reading some reviews today and I don't think they mentioned it at all. So it's much more simplified. Like if you get into like if you die or something from platforming, it just brings you right back. It kind of zips you back like if you were to use it. But there's not the mechanic doesn't exist. I don't believe in this.
Oh,
So,
interesting.
yeah, it's much more of a simple, and it's like, you're off and running right from the start. You're just going. So, yeah, I was very pleasantly surprised with it, and I think it's going to be a great game. There are some reviews out that are, it's scoring very well in the 9 out of 10, 90s. So, should be good. But yeah, I haven't really played much else other than that. I'm still, playing the same shit we talk about every week.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, same here.
So.
I'm no life in it with Grand RP over there fighting fires and delivering taxi rides. But the other one that I played was Beer Factory. But that's one of our new releases, so we'll probably talk about it more then.
Yes, I played that as well. Looking forward to chatting about that with you. All right. Well, should we talk about new releases since
Let's do it.
It's a little rusty. Like we haven't had new releases in like 4 weeks. So
Yeah.
let's do it. What do we say? Time for our new releases. All right. First up, Super Normal came out on PC on January 8th. Now this one, I didn't even realize it had come out. I saw like I don't know if it was an ad or a review for it, and I was like, we just talked about this. This is the game that looks really cool. And I went and I read some reviews, and it's like basically, so what it is, it's a psychological horror inspired by the Allison Road and PT games, and you play as a detective trying to solve like a disappearance. And it looks super scary. The graphics are awesome. It looks great. But I did read that it's got a very like simple, predictable story, and the writing is kind of not good. Yeah. But they also did say that like there are definitely some really scary moments, which if you're playing, this is what you're looking for in this game. You're not looking to have the best writing, but yeah, you want some scary stuff, and that's what this has in there. So maybe this will be a good sale game or something to put on the wish list and check out at some point.
Yeah, I was trying to think because I know from the trailer that it has this feature in it, but is this the one we were talking about recently? The standout feature is the microphone part,
right? Yeah,
like the bad guys hear you.
Yeah, and there's some sort of interaction with that. I didn't. I only found one review, and it was the IGN review for this, and then the Steam reviews on it right now, I have it at like 60%. So I don't know much about how everything works. I didn't look into it too much, but yes, I forgot about that actually, and that was one of the draws for like you could like get answers by talking to the ghosts. So
yeah, and it's like it requires the mic to be plugged in, and if you're too loud, you're caught. Game over.
That I think now you're mixing it with that game.
Okay.
Don't speak or be quiet or something like that.
Yeah.
Which are both great, no doubt songs. Yeah. And then the other release we had, Beer Factory, came out on PC on January 11th. This one, just like it sounds, is a simulation game. You run a brewery, or what they call a beer factory, and you have to do everything in it. Now I saw this is the content that you put out earlier. You played the prologue thing.
Yeah.
Did you play any of the actual game after
No.
that?
So
okay,
they just did the playtest, and the playtest was just of the prologue, which has been out for a while. I don't know if anything was added for the playtest, but it just ended after about an hour of gameplay.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I played the first little bit of the actual game, and it was the same thing that you played. Exact same. It was basically must have just been like the first hour of the game. And I was having fun with it for the most part. It starts out strange though when you have to throw trash at like a homeless man. Like it didn't make. I'm like, does this really need to be in here? It's a little sad. It's not. I don't think beer people would do that. They would say, "Here, have a beer. Let's hang out or whatever." Yeah,
we embrace squatters.
Exactly, but and I was enjoying it. Like it was, it's got all the features of one of these simulation games. Basically, you're just doing a bunch of check the boxes. You need to clean this, do that, and I was like, okay, this is great. And then I started finding a lot of bugs. And in my short time playing it, I think I maybe played it about an hour, a little over an hour. There were two that completely stopped any forward progress. I had to
Yeah.
restart it. There were a bunch that didn't, like, shit just didn't work right. Like, putting like the bags on the conveyor belt, like, and they would like fall behind and you couldn't get them,
Hmm.
or if they wouldn't put it on there right, like stuff like that. That was just really, I was like, okay, this game, I could be having a lot of fun with it, but the bugs are really annoying the shit out of me. So I stopped. I'm gonna wait for patches, and they've been doing a ton. I went on Steam just today and I looked, and they put out like, as of this recording, the game came out today, or yesterday, and they've already put out maybe like 5 patches. So they
Nice.
know they're working on it. They're actually on. They're going into all the reviews on Steam and saying, "Hey, give it another shot." The negative reviews basically saying, "Hey, give it another shot. We've been working hard to fix this." So I'm gonna wait like a week, and then I'm gonna go back in, and hopefully it's working properly. So
Yeah. Yeah, and I had the same experience, same glitches. I don't know exactly where it went wrong, but I ended up with like a bag behind the bottom
yeah,
area and a bag on top of another area. And if the game had a crouch and a jump feature, I think I could have easily continued to play no problem whatsoever. But yeah, I just kind of ran around in circles for a while and tried to figure out how could I get up high enough to reach that bag.
yeah.
In the first case, it just kind of warped out back into a safe place where I could pick the bag up.
Hmm.
And in the other case, I don't even know how it was resolved, but I pressed the button to crush the seeds or whatever, and one came out, even though there's a bag still up there. So
Weird.
it's weird. But yeah, I like you said about the Prince of Persia demo.
Yeah.
That starts you out a little further in the game. I sort of wish, rather than the prologue,
Hmm.
that this playtest would have picked up somewhere in there where the factory's a little more established.
Right.
Because this first hour of the game, you don't make beer. You
No.
you crush sacks of stuff a couple
Yeah.
times, and that's it.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's very slow. It's a slow going game. And I get that. Like, you're starting from the bottom, and you got to build up to that. But yeah, it's like, what, is this is not grain crush simulator. This
Yeah.
is um but I think even like a bigger issue, and something that we could talk about, is that like you were in this playtest full of bugs, and then they release a game full, like chock full of game breaking bugs. Like, what? Like, why not just delay the game? Why put it out in the state that it's in? It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, it's just like they have to know, especially from them doing a play test with
Yeah.
people reporting these. Like, I mean, maybe at that point it's too late, but even then, like up to this point, like, dude, this game is broken. It's not a finished game. It's not at all a finished game. So, like, are they just churning these? I mean, I know these simulation games come out, like, there's a new one every week of something. So, is it just that? They're like, listen, let's just get it out there. We'll make money. We'll fix it as we go. Like, I've never been on day one of one of these simulation games ever. Well, House Flipper 2, I guess I was. But, and that game works great. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I think there is a little bit of that because gun I can't keep them all
Yeah,
straight. But the one with guns,
Yeah,
Gunsmith
Gunsmith
Simulator,
Simulator.
is kind of like that. Like it had a lot more bugs on day one than it did with the full release, and then good patches afterward and added features, and that's maybe something they'll keep doing with Beer Factory.
Yeah.
Yeah, it. I kind of looked at the dates on this. The release was on January 10th. The playtest was going from like the 3rd to the 10th, roughly. So your
Mm,
playtest, where you should be collecting all the bugs and feedback and then doing something with it, goes right up to your release date. So I think it's a little bit more marketing than it is,
sure.
yeah, actually bug collecting. But as long as they do something with this data that people are giving them,
Yeah.
hopefully, then yeah, it's all good. I'll,
Yeah,
I'll go
it
back to
does.
it and try it.
Sure. Yeah. And it does seem like I read through all the patch notes, and it's like, oh yeah, that happened to me. That happened to me. So like the stuff that was broken, they're aware of, and they seem to be fixing it. So now what they need to do is add like native Steam Deck controls or um, controller playability, because right now it's just like keyboard and mouse. Um, but I have like I've just been binding all the keys to the Steam Deck, and it works fine with that. Just it's not as smooth like when you're like picking up and throwing bags or whatever. It's you're doing it with a joystick, so it's not as easy, but
Yeah.
still very fun. All right, and that's it for our new releases from this week. Two. It's more than we normally have, so we'll just keep it. It's just going to snowball from here, and we're going to get maybe 3 next week. All right, should we move things along? Talk about our news of the week?
Yeah, let's get to it.
Let's do it. This has been the week for handheld gaming. Lots of news out there talking about handheld gaming, and leading the pack, a lot of rumors about the Nintendo Switch 2. So a press release just came out from CES from Altec Lansing and AI Shark, which, okay, we're gonna talk about this. Game Shark, you're familiar with Game Shark?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Game Shark was a like a device that allowed you to put cheat codes into games, basically. Now they've somehow either they've been around just hiding, just waiting for their moment to strike, or they've been reborn. But now they are AI Shark. And we'll talk. Should we talk about AI Shark now? Well, no. Let's talk about the Nintendo Switch, because that's what I led with. But I have so many questions about this AI Shark.
Right.
Okay. So in this press release, talking about how AI Shark is teaming up with headphone designer, maker, manufacturer Altec Lansing, they talk about how it's going to come out this fall or this September, the same time as the Nintendo Switch 2. So people are like, what? Like, you're just dropping this information in like some random press release? So that happened. And so they're talking about September 2024. And then in Taiwan's Economic Daily paper, they reported a ton of new rumors regarding the tech specs for this. And they're talking about, they know the price. It's going to be $400. It's going to have a 120 hertz screen, and it's going to have an NVIDIA T239 processor with 8 gigabytes of RAM, 64 gigabytes of storage, and a battery with greatly improved life. So, sounds fantastic. 120 hertz screen. You get that 120 frames per second. Call of Duty might actually work on this, like we've always been speculating. So like this is all this news that's coming out, and yeah, what do you think? Do you think it's valid? Do you think it's bullshit?
I don't know. In this sort of situation, you kind of got to look at the history of this. Like, are they known for leaking reputable information? And I really don't know much about who was it, what group.
AI Shark.
Yeah.
And Altec
like you
Lansing.
said, like, where have they been for the past 20 years?
And that's what. So Jason Schreier from Bloomberg, he put out a statement or a tweet or something, said like, really, like Nintendo's gonna tell AI Shark when their new system is coming out. He thinks it's like a PR stunt, like to get us talking about AI Shark, and it's working.
Yeah, that sounds like it tracks. I mean, yeah, I don't think Nintendo's going to be on board with whatever the hell AI Shark is cooking up. They don't like you to like enjoy their games on your terms. So that is the complete opposite of what Game Shark has always been.
Okay, this is a great lead-in. So, Game Shark was this, codes thing. Now, AI Shark, they're supposed to be, under this new rebranding, AI enhanced software that is designed to aid individuals in improving their gameplay over time. It says it's not designed to be a cheating tool, but rather it focuses on aiding individuals improving their gameplay, and its target audience is casual gamers. So, what does that mean?
It sounds like a cheating tool.
Like, And then how does it factor into that it being used for a headset? Like what? I don't understand what's happening here. I'm so confused. But yeah, there it is. If anybody knows, if anybody has any idea what's happening, let me know, because I am clueless what AI Shark is, how it's going to be in a headset. Like, is there going to be like some AI, like her, is like be like talking to you, saying like, "This is how you get better. Crouch, you dummy. Get good." It just says "get good" over and over again in your ear.
Right.
Yeah, I'm confused, and I don't know.
Yeah, but there was an update on the article that this was guesswork. They were trying to make an educated guess about the Switch's release date.
Yeah,
So,
that's what they said.
Do you think it's plausible?
I do. I do think, with all the rumors that we've been having about what this is and what it's going to be, I think a fall release date this year is definitely plausible, and I think it's probably true.
Yeah. It's got to hit right before Christmas, whether it's this year or they put it off for a year.
Exactly. I think before the holidays, you're gonna move a lot of units, especially with something where people don't. It's got to be a noticeable improvement. There's such a huge. I mean, everybody in the world has a Switch. It's got to be big enough to make those people be like, okay, now I'm gonna get the Switch too. It's gonna have to have, games that emphasize this big drastic change. So I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm sure we'll be talking about it a lot in the months to come. All right. Some new handhelds that we know are actually coming have recently been announced. First one, the MSI Claw A1M. Now, this is a groundbreaking handheld gaming device that marks a new era in portable gaming experiences, powered by Intel Core Ultra processors and featuring Intel XS technology, ensuring a smooth and immersive gameplay experience even on AAA titles. What do you think of the Claw? The Claw
looks good. This is probably one of the better looking of the handhelds we've been seeing lately.
Sure, it's got those cool lights on the trackpads or on the joysticks. No trackpads, which is, they went with the lights over the trackpads, which I don't know if I agree with this move, but the lights do look cool.
Yeah, but then I don't know about the name. Like, I get it because their MSI's whole thing is like a dragon, so claw fits that. But like you made the Toy Story reference, that's exactly what people think when they hear that, I think.
Right. Or like when you play, like when I play too much, like on my Steam Deck or Switch, my hand gets stuck like this, and I call it, I got the gaming claw, where I'm just like stuck. And then the other one came that has been announced, the Aya Neo Next Lite. So now this, while I'm talking about this, do me a favor, Google that, because at like 2 minutes ago they were gonna start taking pre-orders, and I want to see how much this is gonna cost. So this is no specs for this one, but this one, it's gonna also have a 7-inch display, 800 pixel, so not as powerful as some of the other ones, more in line with the Steam Deck. But they advertise this as having Steam OS right off the jump. They're like, okay, this one's coming with Steam, and everybody's like, what? Valve is letting them also use Steam OS? Turns out that they were lying in their initial press release, that it actually has Hollow ISO, which is like a Steam operating system kind of emulator type situation. Did you find anything?
Well, I'm on their site. It just says subscriptions open at 9:30 on 1/11/24 EST. We're there. It doesn't seem to have an option, so maybe it'll update in a few minutes.
Sure. We'll keep an eye out. Not a good start here for all those people that were hoping to get this. But on that same website, it does say this is a budget version. That's why I'm wondering what their idea of a budget version of a handheld PC is. What would you say? $300? Is that budget? Less?
Compared to where the others are, yeah, that seems budget. But I don't know what you get for that.
Yeah. So the Claw,
that's the price of the,
in comparison, is $699 for, I believe, the 512, and then $799 for a 1 terabyte.
Right, because PlayStation Portal was like $300 on its own, right? And that had no internal processing.
think it was, I don't even remember what it was. 200? Was it 300? I don't know.
I
But
thought so, somewhere in there.
yeah, I mean, you could get the new OLED Steam Deck. The 512, I think, is 549. So that's not bad. But out of all of them, so this Claw, this sounds very interesting because it's the first one with the Intel processor, and that could be really awesome. Like you could really get some insane looking games on there. Now that comes at a cost though with your battery life. You know, if you're running like huge graphical, powerful games on this, what's it going to do for your battery life? You know, I did hear people that went to CES talking about it, said maybe a 2 hour battery life, which yeah, it sucks. And that's basically what I'm getting with the Steam Deck for some of these games, and it sucks. I want them to like focus on that. I heard that the OLED Steam Deck has a better battery life, so that's good. But I want more time with it. I was playing Hellblade the other day. I took my Steam Deck up to bed. I'm like, I'm gonna play Hellblade while I'm going to bed. I ran around a little bit, and then like not nearly enough time passed, and I'm getting like the low battery thing. I'm like, God damn it! So
Yeah.
it's cool though that we're getting a lot more choices. I'm really liking this. It's gonna force everybody to put out their best product, prices to come down maybe. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I didn't know that part about the correction to their Steam OS part, but I thought this is another one of those situations where we had the Steam Deck versus the Ally, where the Ally is like a Windows machine, and I kind of side towards the Windows machine because I want the open-ended ability to put whatever store I want on there, and Steam being one of them. You could probably even run it in on PC. It's called like Big Picture mode or something. And run that as an OS that's nice and snappy, like you're on a console.
Right.
And I'm sure one that only has Steam, it'd be like the Steam Deck where you got to find some workaround. But yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know enough about the OS you said that it actually has.
Yeah, no, me neither. I don't know what that would be if it's just that. I don't believe it's going to have any other like operating system on there besides that. But yeah, I always think about like those Windows ones. Like, yeah, there's so much more you can do. But having the Steam Deck now and coming from that, like the simplicity of it for someone who's not big into PCs or any of that stuff, like it's just such a simple gaming machine, you know, just to use it as that. I'm not trying to do a handheld PC situation, so it's great. But I do miss out on some of those, like the GOG games for Epic and stuff like that, because I'm solely using the Linux Steam OS. But yeah, I'm excited to see what these are all going to be like. Some bummer news: our first layoffs of the new year. Unity Software just announced they have to lay off 25% of its workforce, about 1,800 jobs, basically stating that they are doing, it's a corporate restructuring, and this is part of it. They said they are implementing a comprehensive assessment of its product portfolio and conducting a financial evaluation that would likely include discontinuing certain product offerings, reducing our workforce, and reducing our office footprint. So, you know, it's not Unity's best year this year. You know, they're still making tons of money, but unfortunately not enough to keep a full staff going. And then,
that's always the first thing cut. That's the easiest money for a company to save.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, secondly, Discord is cutting 17% of its staff, which is about 170 people. And basically, their thought was that they got too many people too fast during. I mean, when Discord was huge during the pandemic, when you know people were staying home and using Discord all the time. Now they might have surpassed that. So basically, the CEO said, we grew quickly and expanded our workforce even faster, increasing by 5 times since 2020. As a result, we took on more projects and became less efficient in how we operated. So they laid off 4% of their staff last August, and now this is the follow up. But I did read that um, in their release to all their employees, they talked about like the severance and stuff. They're hooking their people up. They're doing good by them, man. It was like 5 months salary and an extra week for every year you've been there, and then they're paying their health insurance all the way to the end of the year. It's just January, so they're paying a full years of full health insurance and like all this other stuff. So it's like it's good to see, man. It's a bummer for them, but hopefully, everybody laid off bounces back.
Yeah, that's good to hear. I mean, Discord's probably the best in this space, and I understand there'd be a lot of competition that came up when in COVID. Everybody trying to get the work from home teams to work with them. Yeah, Discord's always done a pretty good job of all this, and I know people love it. I'm a bit of a boomer when I try to do anything on Discord, but they also made the jump over to Xbox over this past year or so. I'd like to see them also be able to integrate onto PlayStation, because there are so many of these cross-platform titles.
Yeah,
and communication's a nightmare when you got friends on multiple consoles. Yeah,
absolutely. And like, I wonder if they're kicking themselves because they had that $12 billion like buyout offer from Microsoft a few years ago. I wonder if that because everything I read, they're still not turning a profit. They're slowly coming up on one. But all right, next up, the PlayStation Plus game catalog for January was announced. Coming January 16th, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, Resident Evil 2, Hard Space Shipbreaker, Lego City Undercover, Just Cause 3, Session Skate Sim, Shadow Tactics, Blades of the Shogun, Vampire the Masquerade, and Surviving the Aftermath. If you're a premium subscriber, you also get Rallycross, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, Legend of Mana, and Secret of Mana. Pretty good month. Some great games. Tiny Tina is fantastic. It's like Borderlands, but a fantasy version. Resident Evil 2, we just talked about that because that was just announced coming to Game Pass. Fantastic game. And then Hard Space Shipbreaker, the GOAT of shipbreaking games.
yes,
coming. I was even thinking, I'm like, yeah. I was like, maybe I should play on the PlayStation, try to get some of them trophies. But I don't know if I can do it again.
Oh, God. But yeah, that's a long commitment.
It is. Like, I think I'm, I don't understand how this happens to me. It always happens to me. But, like, you ever go to How Long to Beat, the website? It tells you, how long it takes to beat a game.
Yeah.
I'm always like way over what it says. Like for Hard Space Shipbreaker, it said like 30 hours. I'm at like 50 some hours, and I'm not even close. So
I was at least like 40 or 50, and that's everything except for one trophy. And I would have to do all of that time over again to get it again. We talked about it off screen last time.
Yeah, so I think a lot of it is me just falling asleep while I'm playing, or just like sitting in the pause menu or something, because it seems like a lot. But some good games in there. Just Cause, Lego City, Session Skate Sim, something for everybody this month in PlayStation Plus. Any standouts for you?
Mostly the Hard Space Shipbreaker. I'm excited that more people will have the opportunity to try that out, and hey, maybe we'll get a sequel down the road somewhere.
Oh, that would be nice. All right. Next up, we got a new game announcement, Sun and Bone. This is a first-person dino hunting game from Team Kill Media, the guys that brought us Quantum Error last year. Now, this is a PlayStation 5 exclusive, and the trailer, which really surprised me. So, because it starts out, it's just a guy and a cow. The age-old trailer, just a guy and his cow. And then all of a sudden, you get the Jurassic Park water tremors, because there's a T-Rex coming. And then the T-Rex eats the cow, and I'm like, I saw that coming. But what I did not see coming was then, like, this heavy metal, like, scenes with, like, this first-person shooter gameplay with these just blasting dinos in the face with shotguns and, like, stabbing a Triceratops through the head with its horn.
With its own horn.
weird hybrid like dinosaur creatures with blade arms and stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
this game looks insane. So yeah, I'm
Yeah,
in.
looks wild.
I'm
Could
in.
use a little polish maybe, but yeah, I don't think it's a
Yes.
AAA, is it?
Right. No, it's the official statement from the press release: when a local farm in Patchwork, Montana, is attacked by a group of notorious bandits, Sheriff Sam Judge sets out to bring them to justice by any means necessary and save the hostage they have taken. So much backstory for this. Like, I would have never picked that up in the trailer.
Yeah.
But on his journey through the mysterious motives of those he pursues, Sam finds himself transported to another world overrun with prehistoric creatures and dinosaurs, and he must fight for his life to make it back alive. So,
What's the point of the first part of that synopsis then?
yeah. Who knows? Who knows? I did feel a little bit bad when he's killing like the Ankylosaurus and the Triceratops. I'm like, yo, these are plant. These are not
Those are
carnivores,
friendlies.
dude. These are herbivores. Stop
Yeah.
killing all the friendly dinosaurs. So, I don't know. It looked fun though. We'll see. Yeah, I'm wondering. It's got to be like $30, $40 title, right?
Yeah. You know, this is sort of like Super Mario World, where you're really just going through that world, semi-peaceful animals just messing things up and stomping on their heads. That's what he's basically doing here.
Yeah, except for maybe those weird dinosaurs with blade arms. They do not look friendly. All right, next up, it's Hollywood Minute here at Gaming News Weekly. During Sony's press conference at CES, we got a glimpse of some first ever footage from the Gravity Rush movie. Now, did you ever play Gravity Rush?
No, I didn't.
It's not a very widely known or played game, but I platinumed the first game and had a blast. I haven't played the second one yet, but it's basically like you can control gravity. So you got to like figure it out so you could go up or down. That's how gravity works. And now there's a movie coming out for it. I didn't know about this movie, but it's like the little like quickest little glimpse of this movie. So I feel like it's still off in the distance. But we also got some more info about God of War series coming. That is currently being written. Scripts are currently in progress for both that and then Horizon. There's a Horizon show on the horizon. That's what they did. God of War is going to be on Amazon Prime. Horizon is going to be on Netflix. And I did not know any of this information. So it was pretty cool to see that those are being added to the lineup with Twisted Metal and your favorite Halo.
Other way around, I think. I love Twisted Metal. I hope for another season. Don't know if we'll get it, but fingers crossed.
I think they announced one. I don't want to get you excited if they didn't, but that sounds familiar to me. And then, of course, the most popular one being The Last of Us, which has been in the news recently too. With they just won 8 Creative Arts Emmys, including Nick Offerman won for that in his role there, as well as Storm Reed for her guest appearance. So very, very cool. And now they're doing like there's a ton of casting news about like the next season. I know they just got Caitlin Dever in, who I really like her. So yeah, exciting. And then production on that starts in February. So man, Last of Us, God of War, Horizon, Twisted Metal, and most importantly, your favorite, Halo.
Yeah.
I just talked a whole bunch. Anything you want to add
about that? No. Yeah, we'll have to see more of that as it comes out. I've not played the God of War the God of War games, so maybe the TV series will be my intro, and it'll light that fire in me to go back and play them all.
There you go.
Fire of the PS2.
From the very beginning, yes. All right. Well, now is your turn to talk because it's Full Clips GPU Corner.
All right. There we go.
That's
Okay, so NVIDIA has announced the 40 Super Series. So this is the cycle that these top-tier graphics cards come in. You've got the new series, so the 10, the 20, the 30, and now we're on to the 40 series. but you have these iterative updates in there. You've got the TI cards, the titanium. It's an upgrade. And then the super is an upgrade upon that. So here we are, past the TIs and into the super phase. So 3 new cards are announced. They're coming out this month, different days. January 17th is your chance to get your hands on the cheapest of the 3 cards at $600 USD. That's going to be the 4070 Super. Now, this card is going to be more powerful than the 3090, the original 3090.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the top dog of the original 30 series there, and it's going to take less power to do that. It's going to be up to 1.5 times faster. And then on January 24th, you get your chance for $799 USD. Get your hands on the 4070 Ti Super. And then January 31st, last day of the month, for $1,000, the new top, aside from one card that's still out there, the 4090, that's still King of the Ring. You've got the 4080 Super coming out. Now that is something like the 3080 Ti, so it's pretty powerful up there. It's supposed to be a beast, max settings at 4K resolution. It's everything you could want, short of paying $600 more for that 4090 that's still out there dominating the space. It's probably not a $600 difference in performance though. So this is a pretty good value compared to the $1,600 card.
All right. Yeah, I see.
That's a lot of numbers. So you follow any of that?
Dude, when I opened up the link and I was like looking at it and there were so many random numbers and stuff, I was like, my brain like literally did a shit. and I just stopped and I broke for a second. So thank you for enlightening me.
Yeah, it's a bit to get used to. There's a language in there if you can sort of figure out what it all means.
Yeah, I'm going to learn this language.
One of the big things with this series of cards is they're really, really focused on AI because, that's the industry buzz right now. These are supposed to be really good at AI tasks, and now they're kind of using this DLSS framework, I guess, to integrate AI into the processing with these cards, so your games are running better based on that AI architecture.
All right, I like it. I'm catching up, dude. I'm moving slowly into the 21st century. My pen has a light on it, so does that count? And a bottle opener. Let's run through all the things this pen has. It's got a ruler right here. I think there's a screwdriver in here somewhere. So that's exciting.
Level, a bubble level.
There's a level. Yep.
It's a stylus.
And a stylus in here.
No, that's a pro gamer move.
Yeah, exactly. Beat that TI 4090. Let me see your stylus. So yeah, it's exciting. Oh, here's the nope, that's just, I don't know what that is. I'm not gonna mess with that. So yeah, that's my pen. Nice. All right, anything else that we got to talk about this week?
Let's see. I wanted to bring up one thing. There is an official date that Pal World, Pokemon with guns and sweatshops, it's going into early access on January 19th. We didn't know that date last week when we talked about it.
No, you're right. And not only that, it's a day one Game Pass game. So
yeah, wild that this is on console.
It's only on Xbox. It's on Xbox and PC. It's weird. I had no idea it was intended to be an exclusive or show up on console. There's so many mysteries surrounding this. So pretty soon, dude.
We'll know more soon.
It's so close. Yeah, I'm excited to shoot Pokemon. I'm sorry, not Pokemon. All right. Well, thanks so much for checking out this week's episode of Gaming News Weekly. Definitely go check us out on our socials, TikTok, Instagram. We're there posting quality content all day. And then, well, not all day, maybe like once a day. And then you could check out the video version of this show at Pop Culture Playground and the audio version anywhere podcasts are found. You can also go check us out on Fruit Lab. It's a website that we use. We post our gaming content. We post this show there. And you could earn like a cryptocurrency just by watching video clips or even posting your own video clips. And then, what else? GameFAQs, GameFAX. Where Full Clips posting all his quality stuff. You go watch him run a beer factory for about 38 minutes. And I think that's everything. So
to mention TikTok, because you're blasting some videos out there on TikTok. They're getting some views.
Yeah,
That's
TikTok's
awesome.
been a lot of fun. Yeah, it's been growing nicely. So get over there, please. Help follow us. Once we get to 1,000 over there, we'll be able to do like lives. I don't know what that means. It's probably just me pooping.
Yeah,
That's gonna get all the views.
In podcast news, Google Podcasts is shutting down pretty soon. They got a disclaimer all over the app and stuff. So if you follow us there, please go to wherever you plan to pick up your podcast later and resubscribe there. Do it ahead of time so you don't forget about us.
Good call. Yeah, I didn't know that. I just popped this stuff on an RSS feed and it just goes everywhere. It goes everywhere. Yeah. I didn't even know anything. So that's good. Thank you for that. All right. That's it. We will see you next week. More quality gaming news.